Welcome to the final episode of America the Beautiful, a tour of the national parks in the United States. This is the 25th episode, the last episode, and we are going to the most recently formed national park that I have been to, formed in 1999. The most recent park was formed in 2004, but this one was formed in 99 in western Colorado, and it's Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. Now, when we saw this park on the list of national parks, we didn't even know it existed. We had never heard of it. We had no idea what a Gunnison was, but we were able to include it on a road trip of other national parks, so we said, hey, why not? We arrived there at night after going to Mesa Verde, which is the closest national park to Black Canyon of the Gunnison, but we drove and got in when it was already dark, and upon pulling up to our campsite in May, mind you, there was snow everywhere. Snow covered the ground, snow on the roads. It was a little bit shocking, so we set up our camp in the snow and awoke the next morning after surviving a chilly evening to what was, of course, a beautiful scene of white snow everywhere, but quite shocking as we took this trip thinking that we would be enjoying the sunshine. But instead, we got some snow, and we ate our breakfast, got our jet boil going, and just looked at each other and said, this is going to be an interesting experience. And it was. After wrapping up camp there, we headed into the actual park itself, and we were sort of blown away. The Gunnison, it turns out, is a river that has formed a canyon, and this canyon is massive. It's a relatively unknown canyon, but it is awe-inspiring in its sheer volume. What's most unique about it, while places like the Grand Canyon is obviously really wide and deep, the cool thing about the Black Canyon is that it is really narrow. So it just looks more sheer. The reason that it's actually called Black Canyon is that the walls are so narrow that it's very rare that sun gets in there. So the rocks actually look black, even though they're not. And so it's almost more awe-inspiring in some ways because it's just a sheer drop of these canyon walls. So we were pretty blown away. In some places, the narrowest points, it's only 40 feet in between the two sides of the canyon. So that's pretty unique, pretty interesting to see, and it really is majestic. If you haven't been to the Grand Canyon and you're able to get to Black Canyon of the Gunnison, you'll be almost as blown away by the massive size and volume, and it's so deep and really quite incredible. So check it out. You can just drive along the road and just get out on different spots along the main road there, and each spot has its unique perspective and view on the canyon and the river below. There's not necessarily much to do outside of that. Obviously, you don't really get down into the canyon because the walls are so steep. It's a popular place for rock climbing, but you need to be pretty good. Only the experts do it because it is so steep. Other than that, there's some wildlife around that you'll see, but there's not going to be much as far as backpacking or hiking or things like that. But like I said, it is close. We went from Mesa Verde to Black Canyon, and we're able to get over to the Canyonland Arches area in a few hours after that. So a reasonable stop on that tour and an unexpectedly pleasant surprise. There are Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. That's it. That's the last episode. 25 national parks. They were all unique, incredible. We are lucky in the United States to have so many awe-inspiring and powerful natural wonders to enjoy. There's 58 total. We've been to over 30 of them, working on more, but we highlighted a few of them in this series. And my suggestion to you is to do your own tour. Get out there and appreciate it. They're so cheap. It's like $15, $20 to get into most, and you can get an annual pass for $60 or $70 that'll get you in if you can hit a bunch in 1 year. That makes it well worth it. But they are there, and a lot of them are fading. So see them now and take care of the world that we live in so that they can stick around and be enjoyed for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on America the Beautiful. I'm your host, Jimmy Mack. We'll see you at a national park somewhere down the road.